Ms. Bailey, you and your daughter are suing the defendant for $3,691.50 in child care expenses. Mr. Parker is your daughter's estranged husband, and he denies paternity of your 4-month-old grandson. You claim he hasn't even given your daughter a single penny towards your grandson's expenses.
Yes, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Parker, you say your advice to Ms. Bailey and her daughter is to take their lawsuit, find the real father of the child, and sue him.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're seeking the results of a paternity test because you say you do not believe you are 4-month-old Zechariah's biological father. Ms. Bailey, tell me about your lawsuit.
Well, Your Honor, I've come here today because Mr. Parker has done nothing, not a single thing for my daughter or my grandson. He left her when she was 16 weeks pregnant, didn't look back, and he is living his life without responsibility. I'm the baby's father. I provide for the baby. I buy the formula, the diapers. I'm there to hold the baby when he cries and comfort him. Not him. He's living the way he wants to. And my daughter is going to college. She's working on her 2nd degree, not her 1st, but her 2nd degree.
What type of relationship has he established with Zechariah thus far?
Nothing. Zero. He doesn't even know what he looks like. He's never laid eyes on him.
You don't even know what he looks like, Mr. Parker?
No, Your Honor. I haven't been given the chance.
That's not right. He's
4 months and no opportunity?
No, ma'am. There hasn't been a phone call, anything.
Have you made a phone call?
No, Your Honor, he hasn't. I've had the same phone number for 4 years, and he hasn't called me once.
And you claim he left you when you were 16 weeks pregnant?
He left me when I was 16 weeks pregnant, 10 days before Christmas, and 16 days before my birthday. He left me. He abandoned me. He left, and he didn't look back. He could call me, but he doesn't.
So, Mr. Parker, why would you leave her when she was 16 weeks pregnant with...
It wasn't so much leaving, ma'am, as being run out of the home, Your Honor.
What do you mean? Explain.
The last few days there, Your Honor, she told me that I wasn't worth nothing, that I was not allowed to eat, that I was not allowed to be a part of this family.
That's a lie. That's a
Yeah,
lie.
big
He
lie.
wanted her to cook separate meals besides the meal that she cooked for the family. He wanted special foods. And in these days and time, that is very hard.
I wasn't doing that. And he wanted me to take care of him, you know, like I was his maid, like I was his slave. I wasn't doing that either. I wanted him to grow up instead of being a child like he was with his grandparents and with his mother.
She was right about the separate meals, Your Honor, but I wasn't the one eating the separate meals. I would cook something for me and my stepson, Jacob. Then she would come behind and fix herself like a steak or whatever else out of the refrigerator.
Your Honor, I would go without eating so they would have enough to eat.
Bottom line is, you two were in some type of relationship.
We were married, Your Honor.
Married.
We still are.
Yes. We are married. Yes.
What led to this entire situation anyway, whether you left or you got ran out?
First it started, she'd start wearing makeup and everything. She was wearing it to church. It ain't so funny. She never wore makeup before. She
And I
started
still
wearing it just to go to
don't.
pay the bills, run out to go over, just to go see the neighbors. I didn't know if she was trying to get something going with the neighbors or not. The thing that really made me suspicious, Your Honor, was what happened next. I come home one day, she's put a padlock on the bedroom door. We have a photo of it here, if I might enter it into evidence.
Yes, please. Jerome, let me see his evidence.
Your Honor, I also have receipts for the child care.
What is this evidence, sir?
That's the lock on the bedroom door that I came home to one day.
You put a lock on your bedroom door?
I did.
Ms. Parker, why?
Because all the Christmas presents were in there, and I have an 8-year-old. I'm not going to let him go in there and see what he's getting for Christmas because he still believes in Santa.
Then why did when I asked you so I could go in there and go in
You didn't have anything left in there.
Because you threw everything out.
Did you lock your husband out too?
I locked that bedroom door because I didn't trust him and didn't want him in that room. He didn't have anything in there. I didn't see a point in him going in there.
What did you think was going on in this bedroom, Mr. Parker?
At that point, I didn't have a clue, ma'am. I didn't know if she was just trying to keep me out because she had dirty photos in there or what.
Dirty photos.
Well, wait, I'm trying to understand. This is your marital home.
Ma'am, at this point, I was told to sleep in the living room floor and I was not to eat anything in the home. I was to go to work and bring money home, and that was it.
No, Your Honor, he wasn't. I was pregnant, and at this point, I hadn't trusted him since October. I was tired of sleeping on the couch, so I told him, I want the bed, and I want you to go sleep on the couch.
He said he deserved to sleep on the bed because he was working, and then here she is pregnant, wanting her to sleep on the couch.
How do you get to the point where you don't think the child is yours? It's not about her eating steaks and wearing makeup.
No, ma'am. The thing that got me the most at the final end of it, I didn't even know the child had been born for over a week.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Okay, now take me back to that moment.
It was the 25th or the 26th. I called her up because it was the day the baby was supposed to have been born, left a message on her answering machine because she hadn't told us anything.
Did you accompany her to doctor's appointments?
No, Your Honor.
I was not allowed to, ma'am. I was told I was too annoying and I needed to stay home. At this point, I didn't know if she was taking another man or family or who.
Miss Parker, did you tell your husband he was annoying and needed to stay home and you didn't want him to go to your doctor's appointment?
I told him that I didn't need somebody holding my hand at a doctor's appointment.
And ma'am, I'd like to enter into evidence the birth certificate. It has on it that...
Please let me see that birth certificate.
It shows...
Are you two still married?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
Woo.
It shows where I was not even registered as the father, and in my state, if you were married, you were supposed to be automatically put on the birth certificate of the child.
You're presumed to be the father of any child born within your marriage. And
yes,
yet,
Your Honor.
As I review your evidence...
And this shows that I was not even on the certificate, and this is a federal document that was not shown that shows that she lied to the doctors, lied to the hospital, and lied to me.
She didn't lie to them.
I didn't lie. The hospital, didn't put him on the birth certificate because of the marital problems, because of what I had experienced.
So
he wasn't allowed at the hospital.
Let me be clear. On this piece of evidence, we can see under father's name, it indicates refused, under father's birthplace, refused. That means the mother refused.
I gave them his name. They didn't put it on
But did
there.
you tell the hospital you were married to him?
Yes.
And gave them his name?
Yes.
So how did you get refused?
Then
Because
why
they wouldn't put it on there.
Then why didn't they put it on there? It's legally required. Then why didn't they put it on there? It's legally required.
And so your son's name, Zachariah Howard Bailey, you didn't even give him Mr. Parker's last name.
No, I didn't.
Your last name.
I gave him my maiden name.
You were not told the child was about to come into the world. You weren't told the child was born.
No, Your Honor.
You've never even met this boy.
As soon as I found out about the birth, Your Honor, I went to get a lawyer to get DNA testing, and I've been paying a lawyer ever since. That's the reason why I cut all communication. I was wanting to do everything legally.
Sir, you've brought a witness today. Ma'am, will you please stand? State your name for the court.
Charlotte Perez.
And Ms. Perez, what relationship are you to Mr. Parker?
I'm his mother.
You are. And what do you know about this situation?
Before they separated, Your Honor, she had brought him to my mother's and dumped him out 2 or 3 times because she needed some time alone. And then she'd call him and want him to come back when it was payday. My son, they had one card that he bought. He met her and signed that card over to her so she would have a card for her and these children.
And why was he able to buy it?
He had to get a card to get back and forth to work from my daddy.
Why was he able to buy that car? He was able to buy that car because he claimed me and my child on his taxes.
Well, he was supporting your welfare butt.
No, he wasn't.
You know what? At least I'm not a mama's boy.
And she does have college degrees working on her second one.
But she don't work. She draws
She's not the only
welfare
one in
food
college, though.
stamps.
He has no college degree.
I'm
She's
halfway
working
through
on
my
her
college
second.
degree.
Yeah, but I'm halfway through my second.
But it don't do no good if you don't work, if you stay on welfare and food stamps.
You know
All
what?
right. All right. So, let's get a hold of ourselves.
But ma'am, as
Miss,
far as-
well, hold on. Miss Perez, let me ask you the questions, and I need you to give me the answers, okay? Do you believe Zachariah is your son's child, is your grandchild?
the way she did everything about this child's birth and the way she would get up and take off while he was trying to sleep, I don't really know. But I hope it's not, because he don't need to be tied to her for 18 years. But if it is his child, we've already got a lawyer and paying it to file for custody.
Oh, that's not going to happen. Hell's
It'll be
gonna
a
freeze
cold
over.
day in hell before y'all get custody of my child.
Somebody-
My child.
You know what? I try to give you all some room so that maybe I can see something of importance would be stated so I could understand how in the world we got here. This court is really about helping children, and our concern is Zachariah. So, since this child was born, you've done nothing for this child, Mr. Parker, and you have never seen your wife's baby.
No, ma'am, I have not.
No, he's
Your
done
Honor.
nothing. He's paid
His
nothing.
baby.
I've paid it all.
Miss Parker, all you had
I'm
to do
the
was
father.
call.
All you had to do was call.
How can she call
And
if
I-
she don't have your phone number?
And I've had the same number for over 4 years, and you couldn't call me?
But Samantha, the
I
only
did
time
call.
you answered that's when you wanted money or
No.
you wanted something.
Okay.
Y'all know that apartment, the phone don't work.
Listen, we are going to get to the paternity results in just a moment, but first, you indicated in your statement to the court you had spent $3,691.50
Yes.
on child care expenses. Do you have proof of those
Yes,
expenses?
ma'am,
Your
we
Honor.
do. Yes, Your Honor.
And this is the proof here.
Yes, Your
Yes, Your
Honor,
Honor.
it is.
Please explain to the court what those expenses were.
We have to buy his formula, his diapers. We have to buy clothes for him. We had to buy his crib, his car seats, his stroller. We've had to buy everything for this child. He has not helped one bit.
Yes, I have. We had the strollers and everything else bought before I left even.
No,
There
you
were no
didn't.
strollers
There was
there.
nothing at the house.
Then what
I had
happened to
to
them?
get everything. There was nothing there, Mr. Parker.
All right, well, I do see receipts here totaling $3,691.50 for items that, yes, in fact, a child needs. So your testimony, Mr. Parker, is that you've done nothing. You don't believe this child is yours.
Yes, Your Honor, I don't believe this child is mine.
And
Because of all this going on, I just can't believe that this child is mine. If it was my child, why didn't she want me to be a part of its life? Why did she not just let me see him?
Because
even?
you rather sit on
I
your behind and play video games in front of the TV
I
all
did
day.
want you a part of his life. I am your wife. I wanted you there. I don't even know why you left.
Your Honor, my son called social services when he found out the baby had been born. And he asked them about child support.
Really? Because I'm
And
the one
they
that had to
told
go
us
and
that
start child
he
support
was not
papers.
the father. He was not on the birth certificate.
well, at this point, I think the only way to move forward is to get the results. Jerome? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Bailey Parker v. Parker pertaining to 4-month-old Zachariah Bailey, and as to whether Mr. Parker is his biological father, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Parker,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are his father.
I told you.
Told you.
Okay, wait. We're going to finish paying the lawyer and file for custody.
I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I want to see the two parents in my chambers without their mothers.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't you dare.
Mr. and Miss Parker, that was some testimony out there. It was difficult to watch a husband and a wife go at it like that. And then just when I thought there was very little hope this could work, I began to see in your eyes feelings of genuine hurt when you said to him, I don't even know why you left. That says to me, you need to do some serious talking, because I feel like both of you love one another. And so, Mr. Parker, I have to say to you, Ms. Parker enumerated, she sent receipts, lists of all the things she had spent that totaled $3,691.50. And since you are Zachariah's biological father, you are responsible for half of the child care expenses. Do you understand that? So I'm going to award her $1,845.75.
It's completely understandable, Your Honor.
Mr. Tisdale, you are here to prove you are the biological father of the defendant's 2-month-old son, Noah. You claim you have loved and taken care of baby Noah since the day he was born. You are certain the results will confirm paternity and will save your family. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Mcelhone, you say you are convinced your son Noah was conceived during a brief sexual encounter while you and Mr. Tisdale were separated. As much as it breaks your heart to admit the paternity truth, you believe your son deserves to know his real father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Tisdale, you were there when Noah was born?
Yes, I was. Yeah, after he came out, they handed him to me.
You signed the birth certificate?
Yeah, acknowledgement of paternity. And he's got my last name.
You've been there for this child since he was born.
Yes.
But you heard in the opening statement, Ms. Mcelhone does admit that she had a brief affair.
Yes.
But you still believe Noah's your biological child.
Yes, I do.
Ms. Mcelhone, what happened?
We separated officially in April.
And then what happened?
I met Mr. Revere.
So you met someone else?
Yes.
And you started to have a relationship with that man?
Yes.
Okay. So take me to the day you found out Ms. Mcelhone was pregnant.
I don't remember exactly what the date was.
I do.
What was the date?
August 21st is the day I took the test, and it came out positive.
Okay.
I believe she called me and said, honey, I'm pregnant. And I was ecstatic because that's all I ever wanted was a family.
So, Mr. Tisdale, you submitted a calendar to the court.
Yes.
And this calendar outlines...
When we were split up and back together.
All right.
And when we were having sex, and then obviously it says right there.
So Noah was born May 2nd, 2018.
Yes.
When you count back, you believe he was conceived during the time when you had already gotten back together, right?
Yes.
So tell me about how excited you were when you did that math and it added up the way you wanted it to.
Oh, I started making plans, and buying things,
Yeah.
little outfits.
When did the doubt happen and why? How?
We got into a little bit of an argument. I don't know what it was about, something stupid. And she said that, that I might not be the father, that someone else might be the father.
During the argument?
Yeah.
I can see, just recalling that time, I can see the tears in your eyes. It was crushing.
Just devastating. It took it really hard.
So, Ms. Mcelhone, during this argument, you tell him you might not even be the father of the baby.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so, why did you say that? Had it been weighing on your heart?
Yes, Your Honor, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings because I've always wanted to give Mr. Tisdale what he's always wished for. And I was uncertain of if he was the father or if the other partner I was sleeping with was the father of my newborn.
Would this be the guy when you broke up with him and went off with that guy?
Yes, Your Honor.
You thought he could be the child's biological father?
Yes, Your Honor. In reality, deep down inside, I do want him to be Mark's father.
And it makes you emotional to see.
Because they have such a good bond. And I don't want it to be ruined.
That's honest.
He loves Mark. Like, maybe he could be the dad, but I'm just not quite sure.
Mr. Tisdale, what do you know about this other man?
I don't know a whole lot about him.
I see you can't even look at the picture in the monitor when we show the other man with Noah.
But with the other man, I don't think he's honestly ready to be a father. And it's gonna hurt me because if he is the father, I feel as though he's not gonna wanna be there in Noah's life and not have the happy moments that Mark shares with Noah.
We came up with a name for him together. We both loved The Notebook.
Yes.
Isn't that
Yes.
Noah and Allie?
Yes.
And that's where his name came from.
Yeah.
And you truly love Noah.
Oh, yeah.
I can see that.
All my heart.
Well, at this point, I think I need to hear from the other man. Jerome, will you please escort Mr. Revere into the courtroom? Mr. Revere, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
As you are aware, we are here discussing the paternity of baby Noah, and Ms. Mcelhone has indicated that she believes you are Noah's biological father.
Yeah, I believe that too.
When you look at a side-by-side picture of you and Noah, do you see yourself?
Yeah, it's not a really good picture of me, but yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay. How did you find out she was pregnant?
Basically, we both thought that she was pregnant because she was having like weird cravings and stuff. So she went to the store to get like a pregnancy test, and she went back home and used it, and it came out negative. And then she threw it away, but something in my head told me to go pick it back up, and it was positive.
Oh, you were with her when she found out she was pregnant?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Okay. Ms. Mcelhone, you didn't say that in your testimony. Mr. Tisdale, did you know they were together when she found out she was pregnant?
No.
In your mind, you all were back together, right?
Yeah.
Me and Mr. Revere were not together. He was there when I took the test. Absolutely, he was there.
Oh.
Why was he there when you took a test?
Me and Mr. Revere used to hang out occasionally.
Hang out?
Yes.
So let me go back to this calendar. Mr. Tisdale presented where he said Noah was born on May 2nd and you all broke up April and May. I presume that's when you got together with Miss...
Yeah, I met her at April 1st, and we started dating within that week.
So you started dating April 1st and through May?
Yes.
In June, she got back together with Mr. Tisdale.
Yeah, but she broke up with me at the end of July.
No.
Oh, really?
Oh.
When's the last time you were intimate with Ms. Mcelhone?
The night we flew a plane to here, on Tuesday night.
On Tuesday night?
Absolutely not.
Wow.
Ever since June 1st, within those 3 weeks, like almost every night we were intimate.
Absolutely not.
Ever since when?
June 1st.
She went down to Shamokin to see her family.
When she went to her family's, she was really at my house.
I was FaceTiming Mark on Facebook. How was I?
So you mean when she brought Noah to see her family?
Noah wasn't even at her family's. He was at my house too.
So when she said she was going to visit her family, she was really over there with you?
Yes.
And brought the baby with her?
Yes.
And you all were playing house at your house?
Basically, yeah.
So you've developed a relationship with Noah as well?
Yes. Me and her decided about that name Noah.
What? That
It was
is a
supposed
lie.
to be Noah Jason Revere, but it's Noah Anthony Tisdale.
It's Noah Jason Anthony Tisdale.
So wait, you think you named the baby?
Yeah, we both agreed on it.
Are you serious?
I named him Noah because me and Mark agreed to name him Noah. Not me and...
Ms. Mcelhone, who do you want to be in a relationship with?
With
Who
Mark.
do you want to be in a relationship with?
With Mark.
So what is she telling you?
She basically wants me to wait for 6 months, and then we were like gonna try to get back together and stuff. So
Why are you gonna wait for 6 months?
I don't know.
Ms. Mcelhone, have you been having a sexual relationship with Mr. Revere?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
And you are confident
Yes.
your testimony is true?
Yes.
You actually asked this court to have a lie detector test
Yeah.
administered to prove that your testimony was true.
Yes.
You're that confident?
Yes.
Jerome, do you have those results?
I do. There you go, Your Honor.
Ms. Mcelhone, is there anything you would like to say before I read these results? I'm giving you an opportunity. I don't know what they say, but I'm giving you the opportunity.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's go to the results. Mr. Revere, you sat down with a licensed polygraph examiner,
Yeah, my first time.
and you were asked the following questions. Question number 1, Mr. Revere, you were asked, since Ms. Mcelhone got back together with her fiance, Mark Tisdale, last year, have you had sexual intercourse with her? You said yes. The lie detector determined you were being truthful.
Oh, we're done.
You were also asked, Mr. Revere, in the past month, have you had sexual intercourse with Ms. Mcelhone? You said yes. The lie detector determined you were being truthful.
Are you serious?
Mr. Tisdale, I gave her an opportunity to just say it.
Yeah, you sure did.
But I didn't know that was done behind my back.
Are you
Doesn't matter.
suggesting
You should tell
that
the truth.
something was done behind your back?
Right.
You got a lot of nerve.
When you were pregnant, I waited on your hand and foot. I sacrificed everything. For you.
Ms.
You just
Mcelhone,
gave birth, they just sewed you up.
Just can't get enough.
Right?
Just like you couldn't get enough with me.
I mean,
Every night you
Yeah.
cheated on me. Maybe that's probably why, in reality,
Is that
I
why
went
you
back
cheated on
to
me with him? Because he cheated on you with somebody else? Doesn't make sense. Jesus, Pennsylvania people.
truth's coming out.
It is. I guess it took for us to come here for everything to come out, huh?
Heaven.
I don't understand why you have such disdain for Mr. Revere, but you're still sleeping with him all the time.
all right.
What,
You love me so
I don't-
much, but you're down his pants.
I don't understand. I mean, this is ongoing now for the past month. We found out even after you got back together. So if you don't like him, why are you having sex with him?
I guess I don't know, Your Honor.
Is it
I guess I'm a whore, just like Donald says and Mark.
Well, no. I mean, you can go there now if you want. It's a defense mechanism. It is what it is. If you want to just take this little shortcut and just, get on your soapbox and give drama, you
I
can.
just can't believe
Or
it,
you
dude.
can really just think
Seriously.
about it and try to be honest with yourself.
This is what you lied to me the entire time. Wow. You were manipulative.
I mean, this is really complicated because you're on Noah's birth certificate. You were there. You are the legal father of record. Mm-hmm. And now, if it's determined you are not the biological father, that doesn't change the fact that you're the legal father. And even more so than that, you're so bound to this child emotionally. This day needed to happen. I don't even know who his biological father is, but what has transpired thus far is so necessary. We're getting to the truth before the truth. I am going to go to the results. Are there any other possible fathers?
No, just Mr. Revere and Mr. Tisdale.
Okay. Jerome? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Tisdale versus Mcelhone, it has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Revere. Mr. Tisdale, I'm very sorry. Do you have any words to describe what you're feeling in this moment?
I'm sorry.
You ain't never gonna change.
I mean, you can say otherwise, but I am.
You're not.
And I completely understand if you can't forgive me.
You something else. I just had to sit back and watch that. You spinning because we got your number. You so used to controlling him.
And me.
Yeah, when you talked about, she said, wait 6 months, I said, oh, that's a mess too. I don't know what you got, but these men
You had something
can't
good.
get enough of it.
Ain't got it no more. You had it.
And trust me, I don't mean that in a sexual way. You gotta stop this because you're gonna put this baby through trauma that he does not deserve because his mother is out manipulating men for sport, and you can't want to live like this.
No, Your Honor.
And that's why I want you to talk to Dr. Jeff, and I want you to start working on it. I'm hard on you today because you need it. If they're not gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you. You gotta get yourself together. All right?
Yes.
Jigs up. I wish you all the very best. Court is adjourned.
Thank you, Daughther.